Hey, psst, what are you doing? What? Well, if you ain't doing nothing, you should be tuning in to Kelly J TV. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also be interactive as well in the comments. Be sure to click that little bell for all the notifications for Kelly J TV.
Son, you know, once you start, there's no going back.
I know.
This means total commitment. Once you begin the path, there is no leaving the path. Are you sure you're ready for that?
Fuck from the AM to the PM. Them comments.
One girl with one gun. Yeah, she after fun. One shot, one gun. Yeah, bad girls after fun. One girl with one gun.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Kelly J, and I'm straight from the D. Ain't nobody in my section going harder than me. Ain't no waiting for the top, cause I'm steady climbing the tree. Pleasant Grove to Oak Cliff, yeah, you know where we be. This is my show, and I got it under control. Podcast to interviews, yeah, we doing it all. Got the tea for whoever, ain't no Lipton involved. So when you got it poppin', girl, you know who to call. I'm the realest of the real, I'm just stating the facts. I got it out the mud, and I put the team in the back. Try to tell me I could never, so I did it and laughed. You know it's my turn, yeah. Kelly J on the map, y'all.
What up, what up? What up, y'all? It's your girl, Kelly J, and we are back with... Y'all, I feel like I got a cough. That's why I keep stopping. But we back with another episode of Brotha.
Meaning,
What up, yo, brother? I was like over here choking.
look, that's what we was trying to do. Hurry up and do before the show started.
Right.
So I'm sitting here trying to calculate the time. Okay, I got 2 minutes.
Right. Oh, okay, yeah, I can finally let it out. Hold on, y'all. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. All right, brother, they coming in here already. What up, Sade? Hey, baby.
What up? What up?
B Watch. Hey, everyone. Baby, hey, Bossman Ben. He say just got off. Oh yeah, we ready for you to come home. I'm ready for you. Well, we are ready. Hey. So they talking about past age. Girl, let me tell you.
Right.
Woo. That was one of them gotta catch it. And I should have waited. I should have waited. Before I decided to, hey y'all, whatnot. All right, so brother, today we're gonna touch on again we're gonna do a part 2 to where did we go wrong, and we're gonna fully go into detail, just talk, have a little conversation, you know how we do it. But of course, brother, I'm not gonna have you do the show today by yourself. We do have Big E the Bodyguard in the building. Big E.
Big E.
Is he with us? I know he texted me and said he was having some audio issues, so he may be in, but he's coming in. You got Bossman Ben gonna be in soon. He just got out for work. He had a long day, y'all, and I messed with him today. So it's never a dull moment. But to those of y'all who wish Bossman Ben a happy birthday, thank each and every one of y'all. Y'all, we celebrated like it was nobody's business. And we did a bad decision, cruise style, the only way we know how, where we were out late, but back up in the morning to go to work. Lord knows we struggled. The whole weekend.
Look, that's why I stay in my lane.
Yeah, 'cause we text you. We was on the phone with you. Was like, come on out. Come on, you'll enjoy it. It'll be fun. He
Yeah,
gonna be like, yeah. He gonna be
I
like,
know.
yeah.
I already know. I might not wake up for a week or two.
You just gotta come one time, brother. Like
I know.
come on like a Thursday.
I tell you when we have a smoke event or something like that, I'm with it. But as long as it's that alcohol involved, I'm staying away.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it be a little 420 going on, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
we of course definitely I don't want to keep our special guests in the background because I'm not doing this by myself. We got some people that was here last week that's back with us this week. We got our girl Boogie. What up, Boogie Boogie?
What's up? It's your girl Boogie. That's what they call me.
Hey. And then of course, all the way from California.
Ooh.
All the way from California, we got my girl KT.
What up? What up?
So
What up?
I'm excited
Hey.
for today's show. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I changed the little picture we were using today. Because the question is, where do we go wrong as adults? And I really sat and I thought on this after we had talked last week, and I was just like, I had to think about my own life on where I went wrong at in general. And it put a lot of things into perspective from my own stuff. So I thank each of y'all who was talking last week because it did help.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. Look, I appreciate the conversations too.
Right.
'Cause you gotta get them different aspects and them different viewpoints.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think that is very, very important. For me, like I shared last week, I come from a child standpoint. So getting a chance to listen to y'all, and when I say child standpoint to those that are listening, when I say child standpoint, what that means is I'm someone who don't have kids. So I grew up in a divorced home. I come from a single parent home, but I stayed with my mom first, moved with my dad. So I come from what you call it, a broken home is what most people like to call it. So I come from a broken home. And I speak for the children or, the adults of today from the children of those broken homes. And for me, I can only state my view, and so it was great hearing y'all's points. Growing up, my mom has always been the one that lets me know there are no instructions that come with raising kids. So a lot of things that I may never understood, that's what I contributed to. Ain't no instructions to this shit, so hey.
Right.
At all.
I'm gonna say your point of view was super important because you have young people out there who have experienced those things and they don't feel like they have a voice, you know? So
Right.
when they hear something like this, it's kind of like, oh, I'm not the only person who's gone through it or who is currently going through it. So that's important.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, I say when we adults, we still have those kid mentalities. Even though we of age, we still have stuff that we haven't dealt with.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We still
And I think
unpack
it's
that thing.
important that we gotta start dealing with that type of stuff.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely.
So look, I'll give one of my real quick, we're gonna jump into the comments. We got our favorite commenter, Mimi. She said, hey, Kelly J in chat. Last but not least, Black Jesus.
Thank you. Thank you.
Black Jesus.
I know she was thinking about giving me a new name.
I know, right? She gave up. She gave up. But no, even when you talk about having to work on that inner self, as you get older, one of the things that I did recently was I reached out to someone who, when I really sit down, and brother, you know who I'm talking about, when I really sit down and think on it, I used to have like full on hatred in my heart for this person. And I had the hatred for pretty much for 33 years. I'm 33. So for 33 years, I've had this hatred in my heart towards this person. And for the first time the other day, I let that hatred go. First time. And I didn't let it go for them. I did it for me.
Yep. And that's from one of them talks we had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to though, and you know that's even for the people who listen. It'll make you sick. If you hold on to that animosity, they don't know. They don't even. They not even thinking about it.
Yep.
You holding on to it, so you just constantly making yourself sick over somebody that don't even matter.
Right. Yeah. And just to elaborate on this 33 hatred, child, please understand, no, I wasn't sweating a person. Brother will attest to that. I wasn't sweating a person. However, if you mention that person, you got to see how I felt
the stank
on
eye
the inside for that person. So, yes, that person still walking around. I'm sure that person knew how I felt because the same energy that I had on the inside, I let when they was around, I gave it to them. However, being able to full on I'm fixing to run the show topics. Being able to have a clear understanding.
Yeah.
And being able to communicate effectively.
Yeah.
And being able to really get out what I needed to say. It was so refreshing.
Remove that gray area.
Right. It was that gray area. Right. I was sick of that gray area because I was like, girl, you too blessed to be stressed. And every time somebody mentions this person's name, talk about this person, your blood starts to boil and you get angry. Why? And then I had to realize, you know something? You've been chasing for something from this person that you should know you ain't gonna never get. Be thankful for what God has blessed you with, because not only did He bless me with an additional person, but He blessed me with several more from that additional person. And I can't thank God enough for this podcast because, baby, let me tell you, brother, you already know we talk on the regular, but I'm thankful for being able to write that message and speak from my heart. Because once I hit that send button, baby, I was good.
You let it go.
I was at peace. The peace that passes all understanding. Ain't that what they say in the Bible?
You let it go. Once you put it out there, it's in the air. It do what it do.
Yep. So
but even with that, we'll bring it. That'll be another topic we have too. But the good thing, you didn't expect nothing from that person.
Right. Damn sure.
So it still left the door open for if they wanted to communicate, hey, you can. If you don't, you don't. But
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yep. And had no hard feelings.
Yep.
But my cousin, shout out to her, because I had talked to her about it, and she said the reason why was because I went into it with no intentions of a reply.
Right.
I knew what it comes to a point where, where do we go wrong? We got to start accepting people for where they are in their life.
Yep.
And how they are. Because sometimes where people are and where they meet you at in their life may just be all that they have learned and all that they have been willing to attain in their mind set, and they can't go past it.
Yep. Everybody don't grow on the same level.
Exactly. So the moment I realized that, it was okay. I know if I text this person, I ain't gonna get a reply back. So I'm gonna go ahead and say what I need to say, because I ain't gotta worry about a reply back. Now, if I get a reply back, then we'll cross that bridge when the day comes. However, I know for a fact this phone ain't gonna never say ding for that number. So it's like I went in, but it also made me say to every person that I have removed out of my life, they were at where they were in their life at that moment. And me removing myself from their life was because I was growing. And like you just said, I like pretty much I was growing. And I
Mhm.
needed them to match the energy I was willing to give out, and they couldn't match it. So I can't be around people who, if you can't match it or go above and beyond it and make me want to reach your
Yes.
level, I gotta feel challenged in my life, and I gotta feel a good challenge. Like make me want to work hard to get somewhere. But if we
Yep.
just at a steady level and we ain't progressing, what are we doing? Why are you in my life? What are you doing here? What is your purpose? What do you serve? Why? The why of it all.
Yeah, see, I'm even at the point, I don't even ask why no more.
Yeah.
Like I tell my kinfolk, I deal with people how they are, who they are, and that's that. You know, I ain't removing you, I ain't keeping you. You do your own, you do your thing.
Yeah.
You set the table.
Yeah. But what about you? How you feel on this topic that we talking on?
I'm kind of at the same spot. I have a family member, growing up, we were thicker than thieves, but as we got older, I saw how she was trying to play me like a soybean burger. So I had to just
Mm.
leave her where she is. I mean, yes, she's my first cousin. I If she needed me, I'd go to her, but as far as like regular communication, keep it where it is. Nothing to
Yep.
say.
You want to know something? It's funny you said your first cousin. My first cousins was the ones to break my heart. One of the first few friends that I had to break my heart.
And you never think they do it. Yeah.
Right. You be
It's
like, whoa,
But see
stabbing
that
the shit.
it's like they
that bring up
dismiss you and don't even kiss you. Just ugh.
what we talked about last time with them values. Them values gone
Yep.
Yeah.
because
And we didn't grow up like that. And
we
no,
didn't
they
grow
ain't
up
no
like
better.
that.
It's
Yep.
like if grandma was here, she would just look at you crazy, but it is what it is.
Right.
Yep.
Definitely look, my big mama was still here. Lord Jesus, she be cussing all of our asses.
Look, where is grandma's? My grandma was 97 when she passed away, and she was still cussing folks out to the day she died. Loving the Dallas Cowboys and cussing folks out.
Hey, I
Yep.
like your granny. I should
Yeah,
have kept
okay, sound like mine.
Look, I need to keep it with her when she was alive, too. Yeah, I would have had a good time talking. I bet she had good stories for days. Let me tell you, if your
Yeah.
grandparents are still alive, whether it's your great grand or your grandparents, sit and just talk to them. Because let me tell you, my grandmother, I have learned so much from sitting and just talking with her. And it helped me to understand so much in relation to family, in relation to her, just in general. If you sit and you talk to your elders, they'll help you understand a lot, and you'll start just realizing, okay, this is why that person is this way. This is why
Hmm.
it happens this way. Oh, you just like this person. So, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. It just starts adding up when you sit and you talk to the elders. And I talk to all types of elders. So please don't just think when I talk about my family. I talk to a whole bunch of elderly people.
Mm,
And I don't like to call them
yeah.
elderly people. I talk to older generations. And when I talk to them, the knowledge that they share with me, the stuff that they tell me is rewarding because number one, it helps whether it's in your everyday life or in your own family. It helps to understand just people in general.
Well, you think about it. If you 90 years old, you've been in this world for 90 years.
Mm-hmm.
You've been through a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Seen a lot of stuff.
You've
Mm-hmm.
seen a lot of stuff.
Yep.
I say even us at our age, we've seen a lot of stuff.
I
You
know
know.
we was around before. We was around when the computers came out. We had dial-up.
Yeah, that America Online, and it made that
Right.
little funky noise.
Right. And then when somebody answered, called the phone, and somebody picked up, it was like, oh my God, I gotta start over. Jesus.
Yeah. But that we didn't deal with the Y2K scare, the
Right.
2012.
Yes.
The
2020,
9/11.
you know, like, oh yeah, we deal with a lot. Just
You
us.
remember when what was it? 2000 when they was talking about the world was gonna end?
Yeah. My mom was so freaked out. Oh my God, you
Yeah.
want to go over grandma's house while I go to work? Like, lady, go somewhere.
Wait, you know we was in the church. Look, we was
Yeah,
told the
let's go
world
to
was
the
gonna end, and
church.
we went to church.
So that's the first time I seen how people wild out as far as trying to get that stuff. I worked at Walmart at that time. And so that's when they were coming in there buying cases, big them cases and them generators because the whole thing, oh, the computers didn't ain't set to go back, to, you
Mhm.
know, or go past this time, so everything gonna stop working. And them people was wilding out.
Man,
Going
I
crazy.
will be able to forever tell people about that. You know, in 2000, we thought the world was going in.
Right.
Yeah.
But that 9/11, you know, that's one of them things too. Everybody can pretty much tell you exactly where they was at.
Yep. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
never forget that day. I had got my ass beat before we got to school that day.
Damn. And then 9/11 happened.
Man, say, I got to
Man.
school and I got inside, everybody going crazy, teachers running from room to room. I go into the classroom, sit down, and it's up on the screen, and I got to see the second building hit the
Yeah.
second plane hit the
That
building.
TV 1, Channel 1, something like that.
Man, let me
Yeah.
tell you, sitting there and you just watching it over and over, and the
Yeah,
school is
they
making everything. It's like,
soon as
this
that
is
hit, they
right.
shut school down. They like, you want to go home? We allowing people to call their parents.
Mhm.
I was just like,
But look, I was overseas in the Middle East. I was like, ah, like this about
I'm mad that KJ remember that whooping.
You're right.
No, I'm not
look,
gonna ever forget that whooping. What you mean?
She
what you
remember
do?
that. She remember that whooping. She holding on to that. That's the next thing we need to
Oh
let go is that whooping.
Well,
no,
sometimes
I only remember it because I didn't get many whoopings growing up. Like I can count on one hand how many whoopings I got.
them was some
So
tough times.
yeah, so like I can remember my whoopings and
Yeah,
when I
kids
got
ain't
them.
getting whooped nowadays.
Yeah, kids don't get whooped no more. They scared of CPS. Well, the parents are scared of CPS.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Look,
You got summed it up,
me and my
and
daughter was going to blows. Like, look,
Hey man. Hey man, I guess it in public. I'm just saying.
listen. I listen.
Hey,
I would tell every parent. I think taking a nice little, little built to little ass ain't never hurt a child. It can either strengthen you or strengthen you.
let me
Like,
say, honestly, if you catch
It's
them
gonna,
early,
it's gonna, it's gonna do both. It's gonna do both. We're not playing these halfway games.
right.
Well, if I got
yeah,
to
I
go this
say
far, we're gonna
if
go ahead and do it
you
all.
catch them early,
Say it again.
I say if you catch them early, you can just give them a look. You
Dang.
know,
yeah.
but
Once they
once
get to a
they
certain
already,
age, yeah,
yeah,
Well,
then you got to work
well,
them
see,
after they get to that age.
Mhm.
I agree until you run into mine.
Yeah, no, I say I know you're gonna have the water testers.
Right.
You know, you gonna
They
you
gonna
gonna
be
have
I'm just
them.
fucking ask Kelly like mine. Say, what was that Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Say,
Yeah.
man, look at this, boy.
Me and his little boy
Every
was toe to toe.
I'm trying to tell you, every ounce of your metal tested. Yeah, there it is, right there.
Yo, that little boy had
Yeah,
me ready to get out the car and yank him real quick. But I couldn't do nothing but laugh at the same time because it was like, little boy, you just mad right now because you don't want to be up. Go to
Yeah,
sleep.
he ain't a woman person at all.
Yeah, like he wasn't feeling me at all that morning. I'm like, okay, we gonna see later.
yeah,
But yeah, yeah, I think a little whooping goes a long way, just a little.
yeah. So
And
you can.
I say a look goes a long way too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm
I
gonna
yeah,
say this right here. I'm gonna say this right here. For those of us who know how to whoop ass, it go a long way. If you don't know how to whoop no ass, don't do it.
right,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you ain't
You ain't
doing
got
it to
time.
beat them.
Yeah, I ain't
Nah,
saying
sure.
beating. I ain't
Yeah, I
saying
didn't say
Yeah.
beat.
beating.
Like
Yeah,
not
beating
the beat.
is different from whooping. Whooping is, you know, letting them know, hey, you messing up. But beating is like leaving bruises and, you know,
Right.
but
Yeah, see, doing all the stuff with the other parent got to be like, say, man,
You
you
doing
understand? I still off. This happen again.
hmm
We don't want to have to go through that. You bruised them, I bruised you.
right.
We don't feel like going through that. You
And
just
then
don't do it.
or
If discipline
now,
is your forte, you just sit over there on the sideline and make the phone calls and watch and wear the headset.
right.
You
now
call
when I
for
was
help. You come back.
exactly. Now when I was growing up, if you act bad in the streets, let's say you up the street and you do something, Miss Johnson got you. Then she walked your little butt down to the house,
X.
tell your tell your parents what you did. Then you got it again at the house.
X.
People are afraid to let other people discipline their kids,
Yes.
just like
And
the
don't say
little
nothing to 'em.
Charleston White and Ti little situation. It's, people are afraid to let other people tell their kids when they're doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm under the
Yeah.
firm belief if my child is with you and she do something, just whoop her. Cause when by the time I get to her, I ain't even gonna just whoop her there. Just go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
take care of
Now,
Yep.
Yeah.
however, for the ones who are afraid of this, if that's how you feel about it, well, by all means, just be aware that the moment I see them, I don't give a damn if you don't like. The moment I see them, I'm on their ass. It might be me pulling them out your car, whooping that ass. But you had your chance to solve this before I got to it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If you
it.
didn't want to,
Yep.
that's cool. If you don't want to deal with yours, don't touch yours. Just
Mm-hmm.
pull up, tell them they going to Disneyland. I got them. Let them get out the car excited for this ass whooping. And then they go home.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep.
Excitement will feel me like, oh my goodness, y'all know what's going on. Yeah, let's get that ass one time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, I will put y'all on hold. You'll hear me say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna have to call y'all back in just a moment.
Yo, let me tell you,
Yeah.
if you heard that, the moment you heard that, you gotta know, you gotta be like, bro, don't hurt him. And just hang
Yeah.
Yeah.
up. Bro, don't hurt him.
I'll tell y'all like that. I'm not gonna kill them. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get their ass though.
That's like an
They'll
everyday
still afterwards. They'll still sound the same. They don't sound like they dying.
Yep.
Don't sound like they hurt.
Yep.
Okay. Whooping y'all
Yeah.
did, yes.
Look,
Some kids just need a good punch in the chest and they be all right. Just a good
man
punch in the
say,
chest or a hit in the throat,
right,
just a good little whop to the throat.
right.
Boy, my grandma used to get us good with the little whop. I'd be like, okay, she killed me.
Man,
Now, see,
But
Look,
you know
I
you
got
wasn't gonna buck up at her
Bossman Ben said, you know me, I fight kids.
in a heartbeat. Look,
hey, no. Hey, no. Hey, they walked up on each other. We got here for being all brash about it Tuesday. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, he said he wanted to fight and got all he was asking for. Fight.
And let me just say,
but that's still see the thing, that's still a good thing because he needs a way to get out his aggression too.
mm,
Oh,
You
yeah.
know. So whatever it is, if like people look at me crazy when I told my son that if you want to fight, man, we can step out in the street. We can,
mm,
we can do what we do. I still love you at the end of the day. You know what I
yep,
mean? It ain't no hard feelings. I still love you,
mm,
Yeah,
but
I
I'd
be
rather
trying to.
do it before somebody else out here do it who don't care
yeah.
about
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I be trying to say it like that, but mine don't never come out like that. It's more or less of a, if you want to step outside and lose right quick, we can do that because it ain't no fight. You step out here and lose.
you. Yeah, I mean, but see, I don't want you to fear no man. I don't
Right.
want none of that. So if you feel like you ready to step out here, let's step out here. Like my daddy didn't pull the gun on me. I tell we might as well have step out in the street. If you gonna shoot me, you should at least give me the fair ones.
Right.
You know?
Like, let's go toe to toe old school
Let's
style.
go toe to toe. Hey, we do what we do. I get in my car and I burn off. Simple
Exactly.
as that. If you gonna pull a gun on me,
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what I'll say about the kids of today? The one thing that I cannot stand, and I wish more parents would teach their kids is if you go and actually this go for adults too. Y'all need to learn this too. And I'm only saying this because we were just at the casino and I saw a set of adults do it. I done been other places and adults do it and I can't stand it. If you gonna stir, speak. If you gonna stir,
Man,
whatever I'm doing, you
when
better
you
help.
met you when you walk in somebody's house, hello, ma'am, hello, sir. How are
Right.
Yeah.
you today? That's good. When you walk
Yeah.
into a place of business and the person is cashiering, hello, how are you? It's just
Right.
common courtesy. But these kids nowadays, I know I was
Oh,
about to slap some little dude at the Walmart. I'm like, don't let my shortness fool
yeah.
you because these 2 years of karate will get all in your ass. He
Man,
looked
listen,
at me.
I
I'm
done had to
like,
go off on
come
a little
on, kid.
girl before. I went off on a
See,
little girl
now,
before at a store. And I didn't feel bad about it too. I said, you looking? I said, what you looking at? I said, you want to take a picture? Do you want me to take it for you? Her mama was like, what's going on? I said, well, your daughter keeps staring, so it looked like we got a problem. I said, well, maybe we don't. I said, but if she wants to take a picture with me, we're glad. I said, maybe she know me from social media. But
Yeah.
I don't like I cannot stand it. And I definitely can't stand like I've even been in a situation where I forgot where I was, but I was somewhere and these girls, they were taking pictures of me. And I put it like, you take a picture of me, tag me in it, baby, but don't talk about me. So, and I'm grown, so I don't play with kids. So the girl, she take a picture of me, and I immediately said to her, I hope you got what you needed. And her mama say, what you mean? I said, well, your daughter and her little friend decided to want to take a picture of me. The mother was fixing to come down my throat, and I said, hold on, baby girl, before you come for me, check your daughter's phone. I said, because you're already going over this the wrong way. I said, check your daughter's phone. I said, now, if there's a picture of me in there, I said, you're going to owe me an apology. However, if there ain't no picture in there, I'll apologize. That heifer took her phone, looked in her, and guess what? It was a picture of me. So she had to then apologize to me and then made her daughters turn around and apologize. However, it shouldn't have been that. I shouldn't have
Right.
had to tell her as an adult, don't come at me for correcting your child.
Well,
And
that go back to what we talked about is most people now ain't even catching both sides. Most people now just automatically jumping on the kid's
yes,
side.
yep.
And I think that's why a lot of this stuff going on with the schools
Yep.
and with these kids end up having jobs and these people at Wendy's and McDonald's and all these places, customer service sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have y'all been to the Cheddars right there off of Westmore? Not Westmore. What's that? Hampton?
Are you talking about in Oak Cliff?
Oh, the
Off of
hood
Hampton.
cheddar.
The
The
Oak-
hood
hood
one,
cheddar.
It's
yeah.
like right there on the DeSoto Oak Cliff border.
Yeah,
Yep.
the
Baby, let
hood
me tell you,
cheddar.
them are hostess heifers, and I'm gonna call them just that, the hostess heifer. That is exactly what they are. They some hostess, that are some heifers. All of them,
all of them?
all of them, because
They
they
just don't know how
don't
to treat you.
at all. They don't know how to treat you. They don't know how to talk to you. You walk up there, they sitting there chit chatting all in their phone, everything. And I done been to that particular location a few times because for some reason people I talk to like to go there. Me on the other hand, I definitely gotta smoke before I go there, and I gotta ask God to just give me patience. Cause when I walk in there, it's all gone by the time I walk and say hi. Like
Yeah.
y'all acting like I owe you. You applied for this job. You didn't like this job. You should have went for another job. You didn't like that job. Build your own business. That's how I look
Yeah.
at customer service. When you start
And
coming,
that was gonna be my point. I was gonna say the one thing I do want to say to kids, it's a job.
right,
You know, it ain't the end of the world. It ain't the best thing in the world. It's a job though. Do your job, go home.
that's it.
That's the
Exactly.
whole objective. Do your job to the best of your abilities and go home. Make your money, go home.
Yep. Because one day you might not get a real nice person that
Yeah,
come into
Right,
the establishment
right.
and
they're gonna
just
come
gonna
with
be
some
okay.
pushback.
Right.
Yeah.
And be okay with your little heifers acting like that. Now you gonna run across somebody who gonna be stupid one day. And when I say stupid, I don't mean like dumb off the wall. No, they got a little extra personality like myself to them, but they not gonna be all right that day. And when they come for you, you ain't gonna be able to say nothing because hey, you are
You at work.
you at work. Not only are you at work, but you got what you deserve because that's how you treated them. A
Yeah.
lot of people know how to just let it go and be like, oh, that's just them, blah, 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 blah. But you're going to have one crazy person who going to be with the shits. And they're going to be like, fuck all this. I'm just knock all this shit off the wall.
Like I knock all this shit on. You
Right. Because going there acting a fool with it just because of how you treated them.
And that's what I would say is it's because our generation grew up on accountability.
Mm-hmm.
If you did something, you got whatever it was. If you did something good, you got good stuff. You did something bad, you got bad stuff. So it's about accountability. Like, and you know what you're doing right and you know what you're doing wrong. You can't talk to people crazy and expect nobody to say something.
Is it?
yeah.
Is it? That's why
That's like the Applebee's on 67. Like, oh, don't go there. I done
So
cussed out a couple
like
of them
these
in there.
people gonna flag us.
They letting them know don't where to go. I'd rather you know where to go and where not to go and save your life and your patience than you to go
Yeah.
and then realize, ooh, they done tried me.
Yeah, well, that's why we having these talks so we can try to get everybody on the same page.
Right.
You
And
know,
we can just get our parents out here in the world to be okay with your down the street neighbor whooping your child and telling your child what to do. I feel like we'll be back to the old ages.
yeah, I don't even know if you necessarily gotta whoop them, but if I can tell your kid, hey, you tripping on this, or hey, you know, stop doing that. And you
Yeah.
know, if enough of us keep saying the same thing, then okay, eventually somebody gonna listen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the parents just got to be, you know, to keep it going, establish it. They be like, don't
Yeah.
worry about what them people saying. They can't do that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I fuck what they talking about. They don't know. Nah,
Yeah.
It's
And that'll
these
be the
it's
problem.
the young mothers with the young grandmas. If the kid
Right.
do something in class, I'm gonna tell my mama. Then the mama
Right.
come up there
Acting a
rolling
fool.
her neck and snapping her fingers. I taught high school history for 1 year, and I never do it again. The girl was acting bad in the class, and she was like, "I'll call my mama." I was like, "Well, we can call her together, honey." She
Mm-hmm.
called her mom, and the mama came up there, thought she was finna jump up like she was Miss Get Bad. I showed her who was the teacher that day, because it surely wasn't her.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta let these kids know. You gonna say something to the wrong one on the right day, and they gonna show you.
yeah.
And then
Everybody is a person.
mm-hmm. And
And
maybe that's the one thing that they forgetting to teach that the young generation with the young grandparents. They forgetting to teach their kids that. They're
Yeah,
not teaching them that. And they don't understand and they all thinking that they are big and bad and that they can whoop you as an adult and they think they can come for you. And that's not nah, that ain't how it go. B Watch says my new motto, the more you fuck around, the more you gonna find out.
exactly.
Thanks. And you better hope you call me on the day that I done hit the blunt twice.
like, that's why I said that's part of my morning routine.
Right.
Let me get before I even step out this door. let me go on and get myself right.
Say a
Right.
quick prayer. Just pray to God that don't nobody try me.
Right. See, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this 'cause I'm guilty of it too. One thing, well, I know one spot we did go wrong was teaching manners.
Oh yes.
I mean, because we was taught to say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays they actually get away with saying yes and no and all that shit. Not us.
I know it ain't yes, it's yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah,
It's
and
yeah.
nah,
No.
and
Nah.
yeah.
And they get away with it. I'm guilty of it too. But I mean, when they talking to me, yeah, I got a different thing with them then, but that's gonna carry from adult to adult because you're the first one. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to put them back on the whole strict thing. Yes sir, no sir, ma'am, and all of that stuff. So they're getting some of it, but Manners is where everything started at.
hmm And I also
Without
think it
manners,
comes
you
from
start
parents not
sick.
correcting them either when they doing it. Like for example, my mom, she's the person who I get it from. One thing about it, she done taught my nieces and nephews, you say yes ma'am, no ma'am to her. The moment she hear a yeah or a no, the only thing she uttering out is yeah, yeah.
Right,
And
right.
you ain't getting past
Yeah.
nothing else besides her saying yeah,
And it's
now,
that tone she said in.
huh? Yeah,
It's that
it's the tone
tone.
she said in, and guess what? They come back, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And so when it came to me being around just kids in general, that's the same type of thing that I expect as well. So if I heard him saying that now, yeah, when it came to my goddaughter, she was gonna say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am to me. And if I heard anything other, what? Huh? You say, huh? Like I had to, what was that? I'm cutting you off. You're not supposed to get another sentence out until you correct yourself. And I think a lot of parents have stopped hasn't have stopped doing that where they stop their kids in their tracks to correct them so that their behavior won't continue.
Yeah. And then it's just the thing about, because some people going to say, oh, yes, sir, no, sir. Yeah, that's all slave talk and all that. It's respect.
That
You know, at the end of the day, it's respect. It's letting you know, I know how to handle myself. It's respect. You not my partner. I don't even know who you are, but I know you a man. I know you a woman.
mm-hmm.
But after a while,
That
that's gonna be kind of people getting in trouble for that too. So we have to,
Right. They gonna find something for you to get in trouble for every time.
yeah.
yeah.
So then let me ask y'all this. What are y'all thoughts on that? With the government consistently always changing, or the rules to life, always we'll go with the rules to life. With the rules to life always changing on how to parent your child or how to do this in the world. What do y'all feel is gonna be of the generations to come if this is never corrected or changed to better them? Y'all being parents,
And
that's why I'm asking.
for me, I'm gonna say I really don't think that that's their main priority is the betterment of 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 our kids, especially. You
Mhm.
know, if you really just look at it, we know about the amount of money each city that the hood schools then got. We might not know exactly how much, but we know by looking at it, the hood schools ain't been redone until this year here in
Right.
Dallas. You know what I mean?
Like
So
Sock already got a Sock just got the face uplift just because of the fact they won the championship. Even like it was just on the news this morning. I watched the news for the first time this morning. Um and they were saying how what it's the street on the side street. I thought they used to be Overton. Maybe it's not. But they're changing their street to something else is related to Sock. But they even said it. It was because of the fact since they were the first school
They
in
won that
Dallas
championship.
where they won a championship. And
yeah,
that's a school in the hood. So it took them winning a championship. A school in the hood won a championship. Only for them to go ahead and give them like Sock got the facelift, everything. And it's like it took them having to get that just for them to get the funding. That's ridiculous.
but we saying too is it's a facelift. So that's just the outside
That's
of
all
the
I can
school.
see. I ain't been inside a Sock. So let me say that. I don't know what all they done on the inside, but on the outside, you see the facelift. Let me say that.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, are you improving? See, my thing is the teachers. You used to have teachers who was teachers because they enjoyed being teachers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now you kind of got teachers who being teachers so they can get their student loans paid,
And
or
not
like
only
Exactly.
that,
just
they got
they
bills.
they got ulterior motives behind it. So they really don't want to deal with your kids like that, and I don't blame them. You know
Well,
what I mean?
no, brother.
Yeah.
I can be
Because the
real
kids are
with you.
bad.
Do you know
Hmm.
all you gotta do is do 5 years as a teacher, and your student loans are supposed to be forgiven at that point?
Hmm.
I would definitely go give
Yep.
5 years of my life.
I
But
tried to hold on, but I couldn't.
you just say you couldn't
Just,
make
you
it.
know
You
what?
like, fuck it.
I'm doing
I'm gonna have to
intermittent.
pay him.
Yeah, both of my degrees are in business, but I had
Mhm.
got my alternative teacher certificate in Oklahoma before I moved down here. So that's how I
Oh,
taught history for 1 year. It was like, yeah, if you stay on, we can waive your student loans. I was like, cool, cool, cool. Then I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna hit one of these kids.
Mhm.
that's see, yeah, I would make it. Never mind. Well,
Yeah,
maybe for the
that's
preschool school, like the school with the little kids that don't know how to talk yet. Just let me
nah,
say,
yeah. Them probably
anyway,
they can't even say nothing, so they can't tell you what's good. They can't tell you what's bad. They just running around wilding out.
I do that for 5 years, and at the end of my 5 years,
Yeah,
you said student loan
your
forgiveness,
vacation when your vacation popping up.
right? Student loan forgiveness. Oh, I done gave 5 years of my life.
Mhm.
I
We
never
gotta.
wanted to act bad in school. My dad, he would pop up at the school. You act bad in school, that's where you get your whooping. I was just like, oh no,
But
daddies ain't
my
coming to the
mama
school
popped
no
up on
more.
me. My mama popped up on me and blended in with the class. I didn't even know she was in there.
I can see Annie doing it.
Oh yeah, I'm just in there class clowning it up.
Oh, oh, she's like, wait till I get your,
Yeah, she ain't
wait till
said
you get to the
nothing the
house.
whole class. After class, I get up, get ready to walk out. The teacher like, hey, hold up just for a minute. He said, turn around. I looked, I said, oh, oh, ain't
She was
this
just looking
about?
at you like,
Just
oh
looking at it
yeah.
like, okay, so this is what you be up here doing. You think you're a comedian, huh?
How you wanna be funny?
Yeah, you got jokes. Okay, we gotta see when we get home
Laugh
how much
it out.
laughing we doing.
Let me hear a joke now.
Yeah.
Oh
Nah.
God. I ain't gonna lie, my mama only came up to my school once, and that was when I was in pre-K, and she whooped my ass all the way from the classroom to the bathroom.
Mm,
And I knew then I never
don't play.
want I
Don't
never
play.
want I never want another whooping from my mama. After
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
after
see, that
that
was my daddy.
after that I knew I didn't want another whooping, and I also knew I didn't want to be kissing no more. So yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Hold on, we got comments. Mimi says, Kelly J, do you ever get mistaken for a child instead of an adult? No and yes, if that makes sense. So I'm not gonna say a child, but a young adult. So for instance, while we were out celebrating for Bossman Ben's birthday, the people that were out there, they actually thought I was in my early 20s. I'm talking like 23. I felt so honored for that. They thought I was 23. Or whatnot. And when I told them my age, they were like really, really shocked. So yeah, I mean, as a child, that's the youngest, but I've always looked older for my age. So at 12, I was able to go to teen clubs because I looked like I
Oh,
was a teenager. So yeah. But let me say my me going to the club at 12, it was approved by my mama and my auntie. So it was cool. It wasn't like I was going to y'all remember Venice Beach in Arlington? I don't know
Nah,
if
we
that
didn't.
oh,
it was like
Nah,
a
I was
little teen
gone.
club.
I
It
didn't
was
grow
a
up
teen
here,
club.
so
Well, yeah, but for those of y'all who listening in, if you was in Texas in the early years when Venice Beach was alive, now they got it as a parking lot. You don't even see the sand no more. Them was the days, the little teen clubs. Look,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I had fun as a kid. I
We
will.
did have fun. We was able to do more stuff though, but I think just our rules that we had within ourselves, even though we went out there and wild out, had fun, for the most part everybody came back home in one piece.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Like
You
I'm
you
to
knew your
one video,
limits.
You knew your
Right.
limit. One video that has stuck out with me that I done seen over the last few years is there's a group of little boys out eating,
Mm-hmm.
and one little boy didn't have money. And instead of them, getting them something to eat or everybody splitting up the food and give them something to eat, they made TikToks making fun of them,
Oh hell no.
Hmm.
And I'm like, man, that,
We couldn't have been none of us back in the day.
nah, not then.
Yeah.
That whole table would have probably been flipped over, you know.
Thanks.
but,
Yeah.
You
but
ain't
I don't
getting
even
nothing
think
out of
it
it.
wouldn't have came to that though,
Right.
because somebody in the group would have been like, say, bro, I got you,
Got you. Yep.
get what you gonna get. You know what I mean? It's all good. And that's part of them values that I think is gone. You
Yep.
don't value nobody outside yourself. That's
Mm-hmm.
how most of the people look at stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these kids feel like they're entitled.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
they're
Yep.
like just kind of taking it with like 50 Cent son. You tripping over $6,700 a month? Give me $6,700 a month because I would make it work.
I ain't gonna lie.
But see,
I
I think he's
understand.
saying,
Go ahead, brother.
well, my bad. I don't even think it's about the money. That's
Exactly.
why I think he's saying, I give you 6,700, just give me 24 hours.
Yep.
And in that 24 hours, we gonna do everything that I
I
wanted to
want
do
to.
with you.
Yep. And the reason
So
why, go ahead.
I'll say I looked at it, didn't have nothing to do with the money. It just, if that's all you about money, well, let me pay you to do what I wanted to do, you
Yep.
know what I mean, while I was growing up.
Yep. And I ain't gonna lie. When I read like a lot of the people's comments, and that was one of one of the comments that was said was he's tripping over $67,000, $6,700, this, that, and the third. And a lot of people was like, he need to heal himself. He grown now, da 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 da. It don't matter how old he is. Just like what was that? The Tyler Perry movie where
Yeah.
the son was about to graduate, and the daddy was saying he working this $25 an hour. Okay, well I'm gonna give you $25 an hour, and I'm gonna give you this $25. Give your son 1 hour of your time, since that's what it costs. I'm gonna pay you. Now
Mhm.
you working. Now you can't say nothing because I'm paying you for your time. So I feel like with the $6,700, that's what he's saying. You don't want to kick it with me on the regular, and it's always something, or it's always probably about you. So I'm gonna pay you $6,700, and I need 24 hours of your time with no interruptions. Cause now I'm paying you. So you can't say nothing about what we do, where we go, how we do it, when we do it. You ain't got no say because I'm paying you.
Yep. And to the people that said he need to heal, that's really what he doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That that's what he's attempting to do. And I'm gonna speak from my own experience on that too. I bought a little piece of trash car, thinking, oh, me and my dad are gonna put it together. That shit didn't work out like that. You know what I mean? That's how I ended up getting the gun pulled on me. So
Nope.
it's like that you can't, them people ain't, if they not there, they not there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So him putting the 6,700, it's the same thing. Like, hey, I'll
Mm-hmm.
pay for you if I want, if I can pay you to do it, then okay, but that's the last step. That's his last step. After this, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, some of the other like comments or a couple of videos that I've saw on YouTube, it was his mother doing interviews, and she was saying like, well, he was given so much a month, and then when he was trying to like see the child, she was making it kind of the way she was explaining it is like she was like, oh well, he living high on the hog, and he only throwing my son $6,700. So it's like she just ingrained to the son all you're worth to him is the 6,700 when you should be getting more. So I feel like where they went wrong is like she needed to really explain to the son like your dad's an entertainer, he travels a lot. When he has time, he'll come, you know, hang with you, but as of right now he's busy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But I
No,
can't.
I get your
I'm gonna
point.
be completely honest with you. If I had that kind of money, And I
My kids with
wouldn't
me everywhere.
say
Everywhere. Hey,
if my
mom,
kid
never.
called at 2 o'clock in the morning, hey daddy, can I come out there? Hey, let me
Yeah,
make a few calls.
right.
All right, man, you got a plane first thing in the morning. You got to you on the way.
Exactly.
It's about how they spend their money,
Yep.
Hmm.
and you had to say, if I had it how I wanted my kids, mama and all us, we would all stay on the same property.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Just I ain't tripping on none of that. I want my kids to be as close to me as possible.
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Be on a
That's how
time
But
I look
count.
at it.
to me,
Yeah,
that
and if
goes
I
back
got
to
that money,
right. But to me, that goes back to the fathers who are active and want to be in their kids' life versus I just had a child and I'm just gonna pay to make
right,
sure you're okay.
right.
Yeah.
Bigger difference.
But then that too is not to speak bad on his mom, but what was her position in it? Was that what she was
She
looking for? Was she trying to
That's
get
what she was trying to get more because according to the video I watched on my lunch break today, he
Mhm.
was giving her like 25, 30K a month, but she wanted more. And so she took him to court and the judge was like, "Well, you don't need that much." And so
Right.
that's why they started giving the 6,700 cuz the mom got greedy. She wasn't working and she had a dude living with her. So it's just like you was doing okay, but you ran your mouth and now you take what you get.
So then
yeah,
this is
so
where it goes to her being the way she was, her acting the way she did, caused her son to have a relationship with the dad. Brother, am I right or wrong?
yeah, that's his emotional trauma.
Yeah. I think they all need to
Because
go to counseling. Just get it
Right.
all aired out.
So for people
yeah,
that want to say like he gotta heal himself, understand he do gotta heal himself, but in order for him to heal himself, his mom, like honestly, for a mother to do that, and hey, y'all done heard my views on this before when it comes to child support and all of that. For any woman who chooses to allow your child not to see their parent, or to the fathers who have their kids full time and don't allow the mother to see whichever party it is, to me, you are the lowest of the low, especially when it comes to your children. Because for me, there is no way I would have wanted to go through life without being able to see my daddy or my mom.
right.
And
And
if
that's
at
why I said
any
like the
point
last show.
my parent had told me I couldn't see one of them, oh, we would have had a whole problem. So for me, that's kind of where I'm at on that. Like I don't agree with that for women to ever do
Just don't put your kids in that position.
that.
Because
Uh,
it all comes back later on. And
That
and that's where these communication issues come in at. That's where these trust issues come in at. That's where a lot of the mental health issues that we have come from us growing up and having to realize that somebody we put faith into lied
mm,
to us, or
yeah.
somebody
yeah.
we trusted did something messed up to us. That's where a lot of this stuff come from.
Say that. Say it one more time, brother, for the
Yeah.
people in the
I
back.
I can't even do it. We have to run it back.
Yeah, run it back. 'Cause what was that timestamp? 58, 48? Because I'm gonna make sure. I
It's
think
like
people need
they
to hear
break your
that.
heart. It just break
Yeah,
your heart.
yeah.
And folks don't understand. Don't like to the parents. Once again, I speak for the children. Don't put your kids into y'all shit. Please
As
don't.
much as you can,
As much as you
avoid it.
can.
As much
Yeah,
Let me say that as much as you can, and I will forever commend my parents on their divorce. It wasn't a perfect one. I wish it would have went a totally different way. However, what I can say is, number one, I didn't see what took place leading up to my parents getting a divorce. I didn't know shit until the day of, and I commend them for still working enough to make sure when it was time for me to go be picked up by my daddy, I was ready. When it was time for me to go back home to my mama, I was sitting ready. My mama didn't have to worry about me while I was at my daddy's house, and my daddy didn't have to worry about me while I was at my mama's house. They did very well by me, and I appreciate both of them for that. And they may didn't like each other. That I can say. They didn't like each other at all. However, they grew, and now they like the best of friends today, y'all. I got the best parents. They got the best friendship in my eyes.
It
Ever.
takes time to get there. I
That
will put myself out there. It takes time to get there. Now with my daughter, we moved to Texas from Oklahoma when she was 4, going on 5. So she would do the school year with me. Then she would go back to Oklahoma for the summer to be with her dad. And as she got older, she would say, "Oh, y'all fight a lot or y'all argue a lot." It was because I would say, "Well, help me pay for this." And all he would tell me is, "Well, I send you $200 a month." Now, the money that he was sending was not court ordered. It was just, "I can give you 200 out of my budget." I was like, "Okay, cool, whatever." But as she got older, she required more. So I was asking, like, "Hey, help me pay for school lunches. Help me pay for this." But as she got older, I stopped arguing. I just let her see for herself and let her deal with the, "You have a cell phone, you call your daddy when you want to." But now we're cordial. I
Yeah,
like his
I think
girlfriend.
that's how it should be. I think when you split up, hey, we can be cordial. I really don't care what you got going on in your household, but I don't care about what I got going on in my household too. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It can't be like, oh, all of that. Oh, my kids can't come over there because you got a girl over there, and that ain't got nothing to do with you.
Long as she ain't abusing my kid, I don't care what y'all do. All I know is school start on this day. Please have her back in Dallas by that time.
Not that day.
Because I ain't never really understood that. I see this a lot on social media, where the guy moves on and now he's with someone else. I think it was one that I saw. Pretty much the guy had moved on from the baby mother, and I hate calling women that, but from the child's mother, he had moved on from her. Well, the other woman he was with now, they had a child together, and it was the oldest boy's birthday. So the daddy, the girlfriend, and their daughter came over to the son's house. I mean, came over to the baby mama's house so that they could bring him some gifts, and so his sister could wish him a happy birthday. All of this. That woman came out of the house and stopped them at the steps, at the bottom of the steps. You heard a neighbor telling her, "Let that man see his son. Let him give him his gifts." And she said, "Nah, no,
Let's
no.
see.
Why you bring her? Why
She
you bring
bitter.
her?" It ain't about this. It's about your son bringing in another year in life. His daddy is here to bring him some gifts, and his sister is here. Whether
Let's see.
she,
I still look at that as a different way too. Like, see, you kind of gotta. That's almost a gray area because you don't know if he might be pulling up to try to outdo her, outshine her, take the light. That's her day. She set that party up. She did that. Let her do her thing. When when it's my time and when I get them, okay, I do everything that I want to do. I do them then. Like you don't have to combine and you don't have to do stuff together. You can
cordial enough.
if you at that point, but I don't necessarily think you have to do that. And we don't know how to do stuff with a limit. Everybody want to try to outdo somebody.
Yeah.
So if he feel like, okay, I'm in a better position, I got a good job, my old lady got a good job, we just had a baby, blase, blase, blase. Yeah, it don't look like he trying to stunt, but he trying to stunt. I'm gonna pull up to your house now. I'm gonna show you what it is. He might not even be doing it, but that's what he doing.
That's the perception that he's
Yeah,
giving off.
yeah. So if you talk to your son like that and you can tell him, say, man, I got you when you come to the crib, when I see you again, or let me know when you got a little free time, I'll swing through there and bring you some stuff. Because if that's all it's about is you giving him whatever stuff you got him, it don't matter when you give it to him.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
You
But
know,
that's how you know if somebody they still got. It must be still be some feelings there. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Right. Right.
Like at the end of the day, if we not together and we got a child together, we want what's best for our child. It don't got nothing to do with us. It don't got nothing to do with a competition. You coming to pick him up? What day you picking him up? His shit is gonna be on the corner. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I wish
You know
I
what I'm
wish
saying?
that's how my baby mama was, because I would always had my son. I really had to fight
Yeah.
like constantly. And the worst one, I drove to California and came back empty handed.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All
That's
the way
that's
from
all
Texas?
bad.
Are you serious?
What? What?
Brother
That
just
bag would have
rolled
been
through.
ready. You
Yeah,
want to take the
and
other one?
say it
Ready.
really took me everything in me not to kick those in and not to act like just a plum fool.
Yeah.
But I
I
said,
would have been on the news. I would have
I
been on the
said,
news.
you know what? It's not gonna help my case.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I had to suck that up. Like whole way back, it's quiet. You know, it's super quiet.
Uh,
Yeah.
I will step out and say a lot of ladies are bitter. They'll get with a guy and they're dating and they have a child and she try to dust him off a little bit, and as soon as he get dusted off real good, he goes and gets another female, and then he looks like his life has upgraded. So she feel like, well, that's the life I should be leaving.
Hmm.
I did all that for you.
I
I
just want
showed
to
you
say
how to
thank
do your
you.
resume. I showed you how to do that job. I made you what you are. Why don't I reap the benefits, or why am I not reaping the benefits of this new you? I got Pookie from Oak Cliff,
Right,
not
right. Off the
not Terrence
corner.
that lives in Plano.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plano.
but then you can also
Plano.
look at it like you dodged the bullet though, because there's a reason why y'all not together, or those people are not together. There's a reason why. So you can also look at it like I dodged the bullet. Yeah, I invested a certain amount of things into his life to make him a better man, but he's obviously not the man for me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, but but that also creates a double standard of perception. Not just a double standard. That's because on one end, like you were just saying about how a dude might be trying to stunt, but not with the intentions of doing so. Same thing happened when chick get with a new man or whatnot, and that whole glow up thing, and that whole shit where everybody want to post going in your face and all that shit. And you don't say nothing, you keep quiet about it, even though you are working two jobs already. You came up, however. But then when you come up for what you got to do to support yours be turned into something that's about you, well, that's also just perception. You can't say that it's just about that person, especially when that person is about their kids. If he ain't never,
Right.
if he ain't never been that, then yeah, you can label them. You can label them with with the statistic or the standard of what that person is. But until it's set in stone that what he doing or the come up he trying to have is for his own means, that's still just perception. So why is it that question? Why is it that when we do that, or we show up somewhere, all the gifts, and we're able to do the whole party by ourselves and whatnot, and all the stuff that supposed to happen, it could have happened while we was together, it didn't. But when it comes time to that point, and we got to show up and do what we had to do the whole time, why is it looked at as something so devious and something so backstabbing? But when the shoe on the other foot, it's just looked at as, oh, she getting on her shit and she on the come up. What's the fucking difference?
It
Yeah,
also,
Right.
you saying how he didn't have nothing to do with your come up, but you had everything to do with his come up.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
but
that
guess
double
what?
standard.
He might not be willing to say it,
It's
but he
just a
knows so.
but it's also still just perception.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
Whoever get their words out first across to everybody else is
Mm-hmm.
gonna be the person that look like this.
Till people
Or
really
look
know
like
the
that.
truth. Till people
Hmm.
know the full on truth.
You gotta be a stone cold silent ass man through all of that shit and be quiet all the time.
and just produce in order for everybody else to understand that the shit that y'all was being spoon-fed is full of shit.
Yep.
You can be spoon-fed whatever you want to be spoon-fed if it's a flavor you like. But 9 times out of 10, the good shit don't taste good.
It don't taste good.
Yeah.
You ever had some medicine that tasted like candy and the shit worked fast?
You know that medicine from back in the day that tasted like bubble gum.
Yeah.
That asthma medicine. Listen, I used to love having asthma tests because I knew if I went to the doctor, he was gonna give me, what was it called, moxicillin or something like that. I knew I was gonna get that. Man, I go home. I took that medicine on time, early, extra.
I'm done.
Yeah, you got to put it in the refrigerator, you know. Listen, I used to go in the refrigerator. It's time for me to take some medicine.
Wait, did the medicine make you
With the
drowsy?
swinging it like whiskey.
You see, but what I mean
Did the medicine make you drowsy?
During the wintertime, we didn't have flu shots. They hit you with that tablespoonful of castor oil on the shot.
Look.
Hey, now you
But so they getting back to that. I just seen it on TikTok. That's going back around.
What is it?
That castor oil.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I will make me a hot toddy.
And look, we got all of that from grandma.
Right.
Yeah. There's so many vaccines and everything. I'm like, I'm not taking none of that, kid. None of that.
Me neither.
Big Mama was the neighborhood candy lady.
My grandma was the candy lady. We had a whole candy house.
I'm talking about back when Jolly Ranchers used to come in sticks.
Man, what you mean? We used to get bucket ice cream, the vanilla bucket ice cream, the clear one.
Say, look, I'm talking about cold cups in the deep freezer. 75 cents.
Man, you talking about now later.
Stop playing with me.
Get the little 50-cent pickle.
Right.
Quarter bag of chips.
A real Laffy, the kind that you had to pull apart to turn.
Can I get a box of Boston baked beans and some lemon heads? Thank you.
You can keep the Boston baked beans, but them lemon heads, dog.
Right.
Not the Tui kind where all you new niggas show up there.
You're right.
Yo, we had some good candy growing up. Even that ice cream, I ain't gonna never forget. My grandma, she was the candy. She was the lady on the street. She was the lunch lady, and she was also the candy lady. Let me tell you, I always tell my grandma, can I get some ice cream? I don't know what it was about that bucket of ice cream that was so good, but that bucket of ice cream don't taste like that no more.
No, it do not.
Don't nothing taste like it used to taste.
It don't
nothing.
taste like it don't taste like what I remember.
Because they put so much stuff in it that's not natural. That's why people are getting sick a lot, because it's just a whole bunch of processed foods.
Right.
We weren't intended to eat a whole bunch of a lot of the stuff that we just eaten.
Still got the cow on top of the ice cream parlor.
And let me say,
Arkansas, the only place I know where you can still find carton jungle juice. Jungle juice.
What? Oh yeah, we gotta go out there. But no, Boogie, real quick, I want to touch back on something you said. I want to say thank you for speaking out, because something you said was some women are just bitter. And I think oftentimes a lot of women are struggle with accepting that word, bitter. And they don't understand that once a relationship don't work, to be okay with it. That don't mean you take it and you use your child towards that man. And I thank you. I know a lot of bitter people. And thank you. It needed to be said. Y'all was just hitting it tonight.
And I'll say, it all go back to what you initially started the show with. You gotta let it go.
That.
Yeah.
You can't hold on to hatred for this person, because in the end of it, the kids are the one that's gonna end up being affected the worst.
Unless your kids already throw it off, then it's just a lost cause. I'm just
But see, even that's a different type. That's genetically thrown off. That's an okay thing because I can teach you how to deal with genetically thrown off.
Yeah.
But
Now you gotta act in public.
yeah, I can show you how to get by with that one. But when
Until
it's
you get
something that
thrown
I
off because you
can't,
feeling some type of way.
yeah, I can't do nothing about that. You know what I mean?
you just let them spin out of control until you have to stop them. That's all.
Yeah, but I let my son know, man. I know what you thinking, man. I know
I'm trying to tell you.
I know where your mind going.
I tried the hell out of my kids with that. I told them I invented everything. All the shit they trying to thinking about doing it, I invented that. Like
Yeah, so you got to be real with them. Tell you, look, you came from me. You came from here. You know you.
How did you in here? Because I invented all of your movements.
Yeah.
Everything that you
Been
were
there,
doing.
done that. Got the T-shirt to prove it.
Right.
But see, that's why they say what they say too. Is we didn't ask to be here. You didn't ask to be here, but you here. And since you're here, you got to pull your weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gonna do like I said.
We all got to work together to get to a common goal. That's the whole thing.
Like I told the kids, once I get old, like really old, if y'all want to run shit, all of y'all can go buy a set of gloves and just meet me at the front door. Even when y'all
Whoever get past you, they get the keys to success.
Yeah, whoever can withstand one. Right.
Yeah.
We throwing slugs in here too. Oh yeah, down for the count. Daddy, you gonna hit
Like,
us?
no, I'm good. I'm gonna sit here and watch this TV. Daddy trip.
Trying to tell you.
So, out of your sons, which one is the most like you that you see?
Shit, Junior, the 4-year-old.
See, he gonna be the one.
It's always the youngest.
He gonna be the one.
The Joker is too raw for TV.
Yeah, he gonna be the one.
When you want to hear got out the car?
He's like, "Bye, man. Dang, you didn't hear me what I said?"
Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, bye. And he was like, bye, dang, didn't you hear what I said? Boy.
Yeah.
My leg drop on you while you standing up. Don't do it to yourself. But see, but the thing of it is that like my mom had told me, she was like, "Yeah, that's you." And I'm like, I wasn't that bad. What she was like, "No, you went and gotten the most shit by yourself." But that nigga there, and mind you, when y'all hear me say, I'll be like, "Look at your little badass nigga." That's when they be being there. Other than that, I call them by their name.
Yeah.
You being a little shitty, or you being a little agitated, or whatever. I'm gonna call you what you being.
Right.
You being a cop. Hey, what you doing, cry baby?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we get to that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
yeah.
You're all tough talking shit to me and thinking I ain't gonna call you.
At what point do they become a little shit?
A little shit. A little shit. Okay. So if I done already told you twice, this action here is gonna get your ass told. And you decide to go one of the other two into some more shit, thinking that you innocent and I don't see you or hear you, you being a little shit. Because the moment they get into something, I'm gonna get dead on your ass first for being a little shit.
Because you leading them into getting their ass towed up too.
Kids need to grab too.
They gotta have the grab too.
Because y'all are in the business of fucking around. But what's gonna happen is that other dot on the find out bar gonna come up and say, "We right here." That graph gonna be like this. You gonna meet me at the corner of the D and the A. Look right here, look at I'm telling you. This is where it go down. And then too, like I had to get on my oldest the other day. I'm like, you stop teasing this one and stop putting this one up to shit. And she's like, "What you mean?" I'm like, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Stop that. If I don't do nothing, yeah, you lying right now.
Yeah, see that go back to that social media. Everything pranks and everything jokes.
Yeah, it's like
I
they,
have to
it's
tell them,
like
like, you
y'all
know,
gonna get enough playing with folks.
I am.
Y'all gonna
Everybody
get
ain't
enough,
play.
I'm the
right?
young.
Everybody doesn't want
I
a
know
prank.
you're a minion. Like when you the oldest sibling, everybody else are minions.
Nah, I don't think it's always like that. I
Until
think
a certain
sometimes that middle one sometimes,
It's the youngest.
or
Oh no, it's always the youngest, bro. I'm gonna tell you because I'm the youngest.
I'm the baby.
We are natural born shit starters and assholes by birth and by nature. That's what we do. Why? Because we
yeah.
don't talk none of the shit really.
But I said that middle one, I'm talking about the brains of it. The
The middle,
ones.
I'm in the middle. I am the
one,
brain.
the middle one is just the one. Look, okay, so look right here. The middle one is the one who is seen as not doing no wrong. But
hmm
the mastermind behind all of this shit is always the oldest.
Nah, not all thing. Sometimes the oldest be the bronze. He just gonna be the one to take the ass whooping.
That's the thing. My oldest brother didn't take our ass whoopers. The middle one did.
Yeah.
Well, that was until I got big enough to actually start getting my own ass whoopers. It was rap. Shit, because I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. One time we got caught. Well, I got caught throwing some rocks at a house because my brother said the windows didn't break. So,
Right.
Oh, you got set up.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you got you.
Off the hill, nigga. Oh. Right as I was throwing it off the hill, mom just pulling right behind the nigga in the car, just watching. I
bet he was like, ooh,
right.
Devin over there throwing rocks at
the whole ass nigga the whole way. I bullshit you not.
You got set up.
Yeah,
Bro.
look, I'm gonna tell you how gangster my mama was, bro. She pulled up in an '88 Fleetwood Broham Cadillac.
Not the bro.
Yeah. I know you was getting towed up.
Like my mom ain't never had a fight a day in her life, but it's the scariest woman on earth. And she gave a nurse a concussion with a slap, bro. I bullshit you not. The scariest lady on earth. Brain smart, like so damn smart. I don't even want to think about the shit. Like, she got pissed off because her lowest grade was a 97. Now, that's I'm just saying. And this is in the process of obtaining her master's. Like one of them motherfuckers. She was mad about that shit.
Gotta hear it.
The nigga, the ass whooping she gave me though, nigga. I swear, I had clothes on before it started.
Before you finish?
And then somewhere along the lines, the switch had, undressed the nigga. Belt and all. I don't know what happened, where, how it happened, but mom's tore that ass up. They ain't never make that mistake ever again.
So you learned to think twice.
Quickly.
You say, hold on. You say this window can't what?
Yeah, I learned to not listen to them niggas. That's what happened.
Yeah, you got.
But I'm trying to tell you, but like up until a certain age, the oldest one is like that. Yeah, we're minions. I give you that one. However, once we figure out that we get all the shit after y'all done been fucked up, then we get all the genius shit about it.
Yeah, he see what not to do. Like, oh, he messed up, so I ain't gonna do that.
Right,
Oh, she over here fucking up. I ain't gonna do that.
Right, see, and that's how that's how my youngest is now. So could be sitting around watching everybody getting their ass towed up, and then he'll come over there and do the exact same shit that was getting everybody else's ass towed up, but in a different manner. It don't shit
See,
happen.
that I'm saying he testing you. He gonna be the one that 10 to tell you I'm ready.
That's the thing. He don't think I see it. I'm like, I be doing that shit to my mama and them, my aunties, and I be like, why y'all letting him do that? Boy, he ain't mean nothing. I'm like, y'all so terrible. All of y'all terrible. That nigga over here playing y'all. Boy, stop it. All right, y'all think I'm wait till I get all this ass late. You better not whoop him and what? Just be like, say y'all want to smell things right here. I'm talking about, man, one time, man, I had to get his ass in front of grandma and everybody. Like, hey, I don't care. Y'all just gonna have to fight me to get him. I'll get off his ass today, You don't walk around saying what you want to say because you think you need. And you know what? And that might be absolutely my fault because his first Halloween, I dressed him up as me. He actually went around, baseball, like one of my Cowboys had jeans, shirt, all that stuff. The whole Halloween night, as me, talking and everything, but he never let that shit go. He got
Yeah,
undressed.
but he is you. Genetically, he is you.
Right, I'm talking about, but this is how bad it got, bro. I mean, this is the boy gets home, walks off in the house, kick his shoes off at the door, and I mean kick them bitches off. Kick them hoes off at the door, take his shirt off, and just sitting around the house in some shorts and no shirt.
Oh, mama, they gonna make a sandwich.
Yeah, sitting there like I'm like, what are you doing? He was like, this how you be sitting around the house? I'm me. You go put on some clothes.
Like, I'm the adult.
Man,
I pay the bills here. I can do that.
you get me a pen. Like, this little joker here is just too raw for TV. He gonna tell his mama, hey, you can't be talking to no other men until I see him. She's like, what are you doing?
That's a good thing. Keep that.
She was like, what you been telling him? Like, I ain't told him shit. He didn't like the last one. He trying to shit. He don't want to hear that shit no more.
So I do have a question. This one is for Bossman Ben. So you grew up in a two-parent home. Your parents are actually older.
Yeah, I have old parents.
I have old parents. And on top of that, you're the only boy.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
I didn't get in much trouble. And so there's 5 of us, and the age difference is so spread out. You know, by the time I came along, and Mandy came along, the 2 oldest was basically already grown, graduating and being out the house. So then there was 3 of us. But I was still the only boy. I never really got in trouble unless I was doing some shit in school. And that was rarely ever because my mom was a volunteer teacher at the school.
You definitely wasn't doing nothing there.
I didn't get in much trouble. Mm-mm. But I also missed out on a lot of shit, like birthdays and stuff. Like by the time we came along, you know, my dad, like I said, my dad has always had 2 jobs. He was always young. So I ain't never really get a chance to like experience like birthdays and stuff like that. Because by the time we came along, they were over that shit.
Done with this.
We were talking about that last week. Like, yeah, we never really celebrated birthdays or anything like that. I never really got a birthday cake and all that shit. So I missed out on a lot of that shit growing up. That's why this birthday was like really, really special to me. Because I didn't get a chance to experience most of that stuff.
Yeah.
So can I ask you one question on that? Do you, knowing what you know about life now, do you think that was more or less they was over it, or they just didn't have the means to?
More of, like I said, my parents are older. Like my parents is probably y'all's grandparents' age.
My grandmother is 87.
Yeah, my dad's pushing 80.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, him working 2 jobs, my mom's a stay-at-home mom. Basically, you know, they didn't have the means, or they were just, I feel like they were just too old to keep up with that shit after they done had a couple other kids before me.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't no big deal. You know, as I got older, I understood. And probably like a year or 2 ago, we were cleaning up the house, and I seen one of my dad's paychecks. My dad used to work for the city of Dallas. I seen one of his paychecks from like 92. He was only making like $5, $6, $7 an hour. His check was $900. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And that was working for the city. And I was like, damn, this is what you were making shape. You know, like I didn't really, it put everything into perspective. know, as far as how much my dad grinded and how much he kept the household together, how much they made shit work. And like I was saying last week, you know, us growing up, we really didn't understand the struggle or even notice the struggle, but they always seem to make shit work. And nowadays, kids are just all exposed to the struggle.
Yep.
And like, that's really not good for the kid. You know, that's why they have so many problems in school. That's why they be acting out in school. Because there's so much going on at the house that they are exposed to, whether it's mom and dad going at it, or just figuring out where your next meal is going to come from, or just, you know, they're all exposed to that. You know, everything's all out in the open now. Nothing was never really, it's not really a secret no more. Yeah. Like I said, my dad was the only person that was working. My mom, she ended up getting run over by a forklift, so she was on disability or whatever. So she ended up being a stay-at-home mom. And it all landed on my dad to make everything work. Yeah. So yeah, he would get off from one job and be home a couple of hours, and then he'd back out at the next job. You know, we always knew, oh yeah, he got to go to the other job. We always knew he had 2 jobs, 3 jobs, or whatever. We didn't necessarily understand why. You know, but as you get, like I said, as you get older, you understand things. Yeah. And you understand why things the way they were.
So let me ask you this: with me knowing your background as far as your work history, seeing your dad work the way he did when you got of age to work, is that why you worked as hard as you worked?
No, growing up, I understood the value of the dollar. Mm-hmm. So, like, I didn't really rely on my parents for allowance or anything. Yeah, I took my dad's lawnmower without him knowing and was walking up and down the street cutting people's grass on the weekends. Mm-hmm. You know, like $10 for the front, you know.
They created the hustle.
Front and back, you know what I'm saying? I had a whole hustle going on. So like I understood the value of a dollar. So I never really didn't have to rely on my parents for anything. Yeah. Because growing up I was a hustler. So I knew how to make money. And so that spilled over into me having a job. Like I know how to make money, I know how to save money, I know how to, like, it means a lot more when you have your own money. You can do whatever you want with it, and nobody can tell you you can't do anything with it. They can suggest what you do with it.
I would say, be open to suggestions.
Listen to that growing up, like, no, I'm going to spend my money on this. And then you learn the hard way when you need money for that.
Yeah.
You know, so I understood all that shit growing up.
I think that's like one piece of advice I wish I had. You know, I always be open, be, you know, how you be able to listen, because you never really know where the information gonna come from. It could be a random person that just give you something that you need that's gonna be beneficial for you in life.
Mm-hmm. Therefore. But don't get me wrong. Like, once I got into band and any other extracurricular activities and stuff, my parents made sure that they were there, or at least one of them. You know, they supported me in whatever I wanted to do. They didn't have no problems with supporting me. Even when I went behind their back at like 16 and got approved for an apartment, you know, they were mad at first, but at the end of the day, what you gonna do? Yeah. It's already done. So, like, you know, my mom just found an excuse to get new dishes. You know, she gave me all the dishes. She gave me the couches. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She gave me a little words of advice of staying on my own or whatever. And she came by every week to make sure I was good. And I still got my ass up and went to school. So, you know, they kind of kept me on, I wouldn't say the straight and narrow, but they made sure I was good. And me being the only boy amongst 5 girls, like I only have one little sister. All my other sisters is older than me, but I still have to be that big brother.
Right.
So with that came like learning how to be a man, learning how to be out there on my own. They didn't stop me from. They didn't keep me from that.
Well, I learned so much about you every time. Every time. 21 years and I'm still learning. Still learning. You're never too old to learn is what they say. They say you
That
can't
was
do
that.
old dog tricks, but I guess I'm still a new dog. Huh?
Hey, look, we all new dogs. Every day we new dogs.
Hey, hey, I like that little saying. Like, "Oh, you can't teach the old dog new tricks, so I must be a new dog. Hey,
Yeah.
Damn, Cordell.
hey.
Nah, Cordell, what's up, man? Let me up.
Hey, you can't be a old dog, 'cause you need to be a new dog. You can't be a old dog, 'cause you need to be a new dog.
I can't say I'm
You
old
can't be
or
a old dog,
Yeah,
'cause you need to be a
I'm
new dog. You can't be a new dog, 'cause you need to be a new dog, but you alien. Can't be a new dog, but you gotta be a new dog, but you an alien. Can't be a new dog, but you gotta be a new dog, but you an alien. That's another song that's going on the Brother Podcast. Be sure to keep track of these songs.
Wait till the
Soundtrack coming out, in 20 Never Never. Featuring every song Kelly J probably done ever made up, done never thought of.
She doing the cover for all the singles.
All the singles.
Yeah. One of the SoundCloud rappers singing.
So look, we still didn't even get to finish this topic, so we gonna have to we kind of went all off today.
Yeah, we did. We let it really flow.
Yeah, but yeah, we still got some nice, stuff in. But we still got that other point of view, that we wanted to get.
Yes, which is from the child to adult point of view. Next week.
Yeah.
Next week we are going to have KT as well. KT squad. They to the area of California, or if you can travel to California, they are doing a casting call for their show Single Parents. I don't have the flyer on here. That's my bad, y'all. Sorry, KT, but the flyer will be on our social media platform for y'all to get that information. But we're gonna have KT come back with some of the directors, some of the people that really have put the script together for this show that they're casting for, where it is single parents, and they discuss, what took place, what are the barriers of being a single parent, and then for the child, what struggle as a child that you have, as far as growth. And for me, y'all actually get a chance to hear me speak at that point, because that's my standpoint of where I come from. Being able, hold on, y'all. She just sent me a message. She was saying she can't hear us. We can't hear her, but she said, "Thank you for having this conversation. Parents, please spend time with your kids and allow them to learn how to decide how they feel." So yes, KT is out of California. No, KT, we can't hear you, but KT is out of California, Long Beach, California, with her organization Envision Youth Services, and they have EYS, and they have a platform on YouTube, as well as her youth program is Raw Conversations, where she allows youth to have the rawest of the raw conversation. They have a safe platform for them to be able to freely talk, say what they feel and how they feel without judgment, without anything. And I think it's so great. I love getting a chance to work with her, getting to see these youth really do stuff in their community as well. A lot of this youth have their own businesses that they're doing, whole systems learning. Shout out to them as well. So yes, but they'll be with us next week, as well as my babies, Big I was just say bodyguard, Big E the bodyguard. His kids will be in the building with us, and they'll get to share their thoughts. They are kids, so we're gonna take it down a notch. I will be taking it all the way down while they're here, and then once they step out, I'm zooming back up. But but they know they ain't it. But what I can say is it is a different scope when you look at the child. I think God has not blessed me with the chance to be a mother just yet, because I am the adult of what takes place when a home is broken. I am that child. And I am that child when communication is broken. And I am that child of sibling rivalry. I am that child. So it doesn't, when a home is broken, it isn't just about the parents. The kids are affected as well. And if there are siblings involved and another sibling chooses to go live with another parent, there is things that do take place. And a lot of adults don't understand that part. So I'm hoping with my story, with Big E's story, with hearing what KT Teams, Politic and Broadcasting, shout out to them, what they bring out, hopefully we'll be able to close this series out of where did we go wrong with a full understanding of just, once again, having that clear understanding to be able to get across to everybody. So it's gonna be, man, it's gonna be very raw. So make sure y'all come ready and prepared. Right. And I hope this does open up conversations for adults. If you're still in a situation where you and your, child's father can't talk, I hope at this point, once y'all hear this conversation, y'all do begin to have that talk, because it is important for the kids' mental state. It is so important. So,
Just in case you're wondering how hard that actually might be. Man, my kids don't split up, but we work together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. That part. Yeah.
Oh,
Communication is key.
Yeah.
And she the boss.
Yeah. That part. So is come with open ears, open hearts, open minds. Be prepared and just hear the kids out. And for a change, y'all get to hear the inner kid in me come out. I am an adult, but I do suffer a lot from my kid trauma. So yeah. I do still look like a kid at times, right? Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes when I look at you, you look like a kid. I be thinking that's God's way of saying, like, what?
They just look like a kid. Now look at her, y'all. Since we got listeners, we're going to tell everybody. Y'all ever hear somebody say, I want you to smile from ear to ear? That's exactly what happened. And then her eyes light up. And then she get this little glow on her face.
Like Christmas.
Like, I'm
oh my God, leave me alone.
Look at her. I'm going to tell you something. Even with the shades on, this look the exact same.
Brother.
Meaning.
That's it. That's all.
That's all.
Okay, fine. We're gonna be fair about it.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna put myself out there. We're gonna be fair about it. These two here, only two I've ever known outside of my brother, mom and them, that's ever done like showed up anywhere for whatever and been down for whatever, no matter what the situation I'm in. I don't cry a lot, But then they showed up at the hospital and I set off in that bitch and boo-hoo for like 4 or 5 minutes, nigga. I did. I bullshit you not.
Even this weekend.
Like, man, that shit was...
Weekend I cried.
Shit, man, that shit was... Woo.
We've all cried. Y'all done seen me cry. Y'all seen me cry all the time.
It's the meaning behind it, though.
Yeah.
You know, like something that impacts you so significantly that, you know, it makes you very vulnerable and makes you cry. Like, a lot of people don't get to see that.
Yeah.
So,
and it's not a thing of... It's not a thing of, hey, you want me to pull up? It's a thing of, where the hell you at?
I'll be there in 15, 20 minutes.
They're right.
Don't go nowhere.
They're right.
Where the hell you at? You know, I'm pulling up on you. Where? Right now.
He just had to put me on blast, brother.
It's all
Look,
right.
I hear him.
It's
Like,
all
all the way on blast.
And
Dang.
you know, as KT would say, every time you learn something else.
listen, up. They can hear it when you say it.
Oh my gosh.
They can hear it when you say it.
Y'all be hearing, brother, you hear me smiling?
Yeah, they can hear you smiling.
What?
You can tell when somebody's smiling when they're
What?
talking.
You can tell when somebody happy.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, like shit. Whole conversation to be hype. Then when it comes to be,
Yeah, they sound more upbeat when they're talking.
it's all soft and full of just extra happiness. Smiling so hard you can't see.
Brother!
Hey, you still on the show? We said
You gotta say that shit.
I did. I said it a long time ago.
I didn't hear you.
I didn't hear that.
Oh my God. I didn't hear you. Like, I zoned out for a moment. Brother, I love you.
Love you too.
Boogie, thank you for coming on the show. You're
Well,
more than
thank
welcome.
you for inviting me again.
Look, you're more than welcome to come back next week with the babies on and myself and the cast as well. So yes, y'all, without further ado, we are officially out because they're not gonna get to say nothing else. Love y'all. Peace.
Bye.